here with Cobber Women's head golf coach Duane Siverson. He prepares for the 2012 season. You got to be excited. Last year you had all your freshmen at the MIC championship meet. Did pretty well. They finished fourth, and and you have a great core coming back. Have you seen a lot of change just in the opening couple weeks of practice? A lot of change in that team from last year until how the individuals are doing now.
Yeah, the biggest one is their sophomores. Well, I just recalling back to last fall when they were freshmen. Doesn't matter what sport it is, it's always the same. You come in and there's a million things going on, and they're trying to make sense of it all, and the dorm things and the academic and roommates and the golf and where does all that stuff fit in, and then in preparation for the rest of the year, you just have to go through it. I mean, because golf is really intense for the first 6 weeks of school, and they were worried about every single thing. I mean, every day it was something different. Oh God, what about this? And it's like, what are you worried about? That stuff, it really doesn't matter. And they've all kind of said the same thing this year. Wow, I can't believe how different it is. I'm just concentrating on the things that matter to me. The academics, and then the golf, and then kind of fitting everything else in. And this year, Tiffany Swanson is from Moorhead. She's really our only freshman, and the rest of the kids are returning. So it's been nice not having to jump all those hurdles. I mean, trying to explain everything, and with that experience last year, I think I learned, I could help Tiffany by saying, hey, don't worry about this stuff, and if you worry about this stuff, come and tell me that, it's too much, and we'll figure out a way for you to deal with it. So that's probably the maturity thing has probably been the biggest thing. And I think the other thing is that the kids have really spent a lot more time playing this summer. So I've seen a different maturity level in their practice habits. They're spending more time or more quality time with the things that they're not very good at, and getting better. Really have tried to work on punch shots, shots out of the bunkers, those types of things that can escalate your score in a hurry. And last year, they'd have rounds where they were playing really well, and then all of a sudden they'd have a quad. And it was like, it just wrecked their scores. So I haven't seen any of that in our qualifying scores. I haven't seen any of that when they've been out playing. And I think from their experiences, I mean, just talking with Katie Nelson yesterday from Bismarck, she goes, Coach, I just realized I need to play a few more holes during the practice week, because all the time on last year I just felt like the only time I had was to go to the driving range and work on my swing. And she goes, I need to play more holes. I need to be thinking golf in preparation for the weekend. So that's really been a great adjustment, I think, these kids. And no, I'm excited for them. We did lose Holly Karkala from Perm, which was a little bit of a surprise, but Katie Nelson is much better, and Dana Meslow is better, and so I think that we're going to be better.
What are your goals as you come forward for this, for this season? You're coming off a good finish last year. What are your goals? You obviously added a couple more, and another tournament. That you're going down to a Gustavus tournament in preparation for the MIC later on in October. What are your goals for the team?
Well, to be more consistent, I think they will get better this year, every tournament, and I know that they're going to get better in their practice sessions, which is I think is going to bring big rewards for the weekend. But feeling more comfortable is going to be a key element for a couple of them, and then I think that their practice habits with that are going to make them more consistent. And last year we were really good at times, and then we were not so good at times. So, and that's being young. So hopefully we take a step up from that, and and I really feel like we could climb into that top 3 this year in our league. And but again, it's going to take some consistency, and I already feel like the camaraderie on the team is better, and there's just less distractions, so that they can concentrate on being with each other and practicing and making each other better and lifting each other up. And so that's kind of been the major differences. And so consistency is going to be a big component, I think, for us. And this year, and having gone through it is a huge step. So.
Open this weekend with your Concordia golf tournaments. You got the Cobber Open on Friday, and then the Concordia Invite on Saturday and Sunday, both at Wildflower and Detroit Lakes. Tell the fans a little bit about. People sometimes think coaching is just you get your team ready to play, and then you only have to worry about that. But for yourself, every year you have to go through this where you're organizing a multi-team invitation, not only on Friday but also on Saturday, and then also too. Talk a little bit about this last couple of years. You've had the extra kind of, I don't know if it's a distraction, but you've had Amy Anderson come from NDSU, who is, a U.S. Open caliber golfer. Talk a little bit about what you have to do during this week to get ready for those tournaments.
Well, I always get geared up for it. It's kind of like, you remember back in the days when you're getting ready for those first practices, and that's kind of what it feels like to me. It's a long week of preparation. With rules and tee times and constantly on the phone. I have to worry about my distractions this week instead of the distractions of the players and in running a tournament. But I like it. It's something I've done forever, and so I kind of enjoy it. I dislike the last second changes or the changes that happen on site right before you tee off, because sometimes it causes some glitches, and you want everybody to play. You want to give the kids the opportunities to compete in the tournament, and so you accommodate them, but some of the other teams and players suffer a little bit when there's last minute changes. I think in regard to the tournament, it's been a long-standing tournament, and we're starting to recoup, and we're starting to get the field back that we used to have. We used to have about 20 or 21 teams, and now we're at 13 and 14 teams the next 3 days. So I'm excited about that, and obviously to have some of the Division I schools here is a bonus. And for kids to see that caliber of player and their preparation and their play, to me is really exciting. It's exciting for me. I want to go out and watch, and particularly having Amy Anderson, in the tournament. I don't think people understand, how dedicated and committed she's been to the game and how good she is. She's going to be on the tour. There's no question, and she'll be a top player on the tour. So not very often does a kid at Division III have the opportunity and the experience to play with somebody that is going to be a professional. So and I know her personally. And she's just a fabulous person, and she respects everybody that she plays with, that she communicates. She understands the game. She understands how to deal with people, and so it gives a little bit more excitement, I think, to the tournament. You got a little more media coverage. You got people that are interested in. She needs 2 more wins to be the winningest college women's golf player ever. Julie Inkster. You start thinking about the players that that she's up there with. It's pretty impressive. So, not saying that she's automatically going to win our tournament on Friday, but the odds are going to be pretty good, and that's going to take her one win away from being the all-time winningest women's player in the country. So I'm sure she's excited about it. They go to Nebraska then on the weekend on Sunday and Monday, so she won't be playing in the Invitational. So, but I hope the kids understand, that she wants to be a part of local golf, and she wants to be very visible with the colleges in town, and that's why they're playing.
Good luck this weekend.
Thanks. It's going to be fun.